Hello, hello, hello. How we doing today? Welcome back, my friends, to another video. Welcome back to another live, and welcome to the first match day of the 26-27 season. Obviously, preseason, albeit, but it is in fact the first match day back since summer, and we've got a pretty decent team out there, kind of as expected. It was going to be a lot of first teamers, so it is exciting. United are back. Can you believe it? It feels a little bit like it hasn't been that long. I think partially because of all the World Cup football, seeing some of our players out there having meaningful football minutes where it hasn't felt like we haven't been watching competitive football in a long time. But obviously, it is in fact hasn't been long, man. It's been 7 weeks since we've seen United play football, and yeah, it's exciting stuff. So I'm very happy that we are back, and we're getting to see Andre Santos today. Just gonna pull this up here so y'all can see the lineup to start. Bit as expected: Heaton, Maguire, Mount, Xerxes, Dorgu, Yoro, Andre Santos, Mbumo, Shaw, Heaven, and Jack Fletcher. So a pretty unsurprising lineup, and you know, something strong. Kind of expected that they were going to use the first team and really focus on trying to get everybody ready for football this year, for the season, considering a lot of our players will not be back for a bit and all of that. We're going to need the full rotation, the full squad, to, you know, really push on this season entirely. So yeah, in terms of the lineup, in terms of the team, if it's not a flat three, you'd expect Jack Fletcher to be the more advanced. He's typically the more advanced between him and Tyler Fletcher. And obviously Mason Mount at the end of the season was deployed deep and is probably set to play there a little bit more in that deeper role to get some minutes. Another thing of note is obviously Patrick Dorgu. Once again, playing probably on the left side of the front line. Now, we do have a left back, so it's another situation where you go, well, yeah, but clearly we weren't gonna play him anywhere else, but it's still another indication here that Patrick Dorgu by Michael Carrick is a winger and is seen as a winger, in which case I still wonder, don't we need a left back pretty dang bad? Because we are still yet to likely have a minute of seeing Patrick Dorgu at left back. In the second half, maybe he could push back there and Shea Lacey could come on. But it's just another interesting point, and you have to say, what are we doing? It seems as though a left back would be more necessary if we're going to keep playing him over there. We could see Lenny Yoro probably play at right back. I would assume that's the plan, and then maybe a full switch at halftime. Why Vitek not playing? As I he's leaving, right? And so I guess it's more get minutes in for our third goalkeeper, Tom Heaton, who actually will probably be in a few match day squads here and there, or at least travel, or just be around the first team a bit more. So yeah, JJ Gabriel just joined recently, so he's gonna be not just joined like a day ago. He had a slightly extended holiday, so he's not ready, but he should be back soon. And then as well, Obi is in the squad, and then Orozco will probably join up later as well, but he's going to be with the under-21s more than likely. To me, he really likes Shaw, and yeah, that's also something that I shared towards the end of the season as well, is that Michael Carrick really likes Luke Shaw. He does. I want to see something different this year. You know what I mean? I do want to see something different tactically, something different in our approach. It's hard to say in the first game that we're going to see that. So I certainly don't want to overreact, because I think it'd be too easy to overreact, look at the first game and say, you know, in preseason against Wrexham, because you can learn things by preseasons, right? We have learned a lot in preseason about the tactical approaches of different coaches and managers that we've had. So we can learn quite a bit about preseason. I'm not sure how much we can learn from this game, you know, but we can learn things from preseason. The biggest things that I'm looking at from Michael Carrick are, one, you know, pressing. I want to see us become a bit more of a pressing side, or I want to know, are we going to not be a pressing side and we're going to sit in that kind of mid-block to reduce the gaps between the back line and the middle? Two, that we keep having some pace. Obviously, these are only center backs right now. Having Lenny in the side, having Heaven in the side means we probably can squeeze up from the center back position to the midfield a bit more. So that center back composition is a big question mark for me. That's number two. Number three, where does Patrick Dorgu play? Is it always going to be Luke Shaw at left back? Even in meaningless preseason minutes, is it always Shaw at left back and Dorgu's always at winger? Because if so, what's the point of buying a winger and then just randomly throwing Dorgu at left back? That wouldn't make any sense to me. So that's a question. And then finally, the makeup of the midfield. How does the midfield play? You know, these are questions. How does the midfield, you know, show up in there? So there's a lot of questions to answer in terms of how we're gonna play football this season under Carrick. I don't know if we'll get much by way of answers today, but I will say we've gone with a strong lineup, which at least indicates that implies anyway that we do want to kind of play our game today a little bit and get into it, you know. We do want to play our game a bit. We do want to get into it. We do want to really try and get some work done. So we will have to see. And then obviously we'll get a first look at Santos. And, you know, I'm not expecting most of the players to be up to match speed and match sharpness or anything like that. Again, it's tough to judge on individual quality in preseason. But I remember when Cunha played that first game for us under Amram against Leeds. Where was that? That was before the U.S. tour, so that was a game off in, was it in Norway? I want to say it was in Norway, right? Against Leeds. And he looked good. He looked good, Cunha, in that first appearance. Like, he wasn't sharp, but you could see what he was going to bring to the table from the get-go. And I think that some of the players who have the right attitude, some of the players who have the right mindset, you're going to see they really want to go for it even in the preseason. Not to win, you know, but to work on their game, to improve, to show something. And I thought that we saw that from Cunha, and it reflects his mentality. So I'm very curious to see, you know, Santos really get into it, you know, really get stuck into some games and want to show something in terms of what he's got, especially, you know, coming to United and all that. You know, that's going to be on his mind as well. So that's very exciting. You remember Dorgu looking like a demon last year preseason? Indeed. And look, I know he had a shaky first half or start of the season, but he really grew into the season as well and became super effective. Onana looked like exactly... Well, that's the thing, right? Every year people do say, you're not going to learn anything from watching the preseason. You're not going to... I disagree, and I always do. The last bunch of preseasons, I've seen from players a lot of what they gave later in the year, honestly. I have. And some of the older ones, like when you're talking older players, real senior players who've been around, you know, 8-10 years, guys who've been through tons of them, sure, they might be a little more lax, but you know, I saw from all of them exactly last year. I remember seeing from them pretty much exactly how they started the season, you know. There wasn't that many surprises, individually. Tactics, can adjust and things like that, but I definitely saw a lot. There's a few you don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. You used to see Andres Pereira come in and have crazy preseasons and then be absolutely terrible, in the year. And there's preseason stars, but at the same time, I really do think you've seen quite a few real signs from the last year. I mean, I remember watching, what game was it in particular? I remember watching the game against Everton last year. We kind of struggled at the end of the preseason in that game, and I remember having this difficulty where they kept dropping in, and then the striker, and they would go really direct at us, and it hurt us, and we couldn't defend it particularly well. And that was a serious weakness. That was a serious weakness that we had to start the season. Kind of the same weaknesses that showed up in preseason were there at the start of the season, and some of the same strengths that were there in preseason showed up in the start of the year. So I do think these games are meaningful. You get a month, and you have to train as you mean to go on. You have to train as you mean to play. I'm a big believer in that. I mean, these are meaningful games, meaningful approaches, meaningful stuff. So anyway, that's my view anyway, and I think that hopefully we do learn from this something about United. Hopefully they take it seriously. They put in the effort. They put in the intensity. They put in the energy. Everton showed we lacked physicality. Exactly. They ran through our midfield with ease. They showed that they could just bully us in between the center back and the midfield line. You find those types of things out in preseason. You really do. You find those types of things out for sure. So I don't want to find those things out, but at the same time, maybe we need to, You get a stinker, you get some players looking really bad. It can have an influence on the board in terms of accelerating things, right? I think last preseason, Onana and Bayindir in preseason, when they actually came back, was a huge part of why we ended up buying a keeper. Because they came back, and it was huh? They came back, and it was really bad when they came in preseason. Onana came back. He was unfit, out of shape, injured. Bayindir was in training. Amarim, the coaching staff, Wilcox, watching preseason, they were like, this is bad. And it was a huge reason we ended up going for a keeper, because of the lack of confidence in what we saw in preseason, and obviously to start the year. So, it can be an eye-opener to push those, big decisions, push those decisions to say, hey, this is actually concerning, Carrick, the coaching staff, looking at him and going, guys, this ain't good. That's not good. We need to fix that. So, useful stuff to see things that happen. I mean, outside of injuries and stuff like that. I also want to say that I'm not saying we should keep Xerxes, obviously, because he's not really kicked on and provided what we needed to. But he also completely missed last year's preseason, which was a really positive preseason. I mean, I know that things didn't go the way we all wanted for the large part of the year, but we did go from 15th and losing every game to being competitive in 5th and having some big wins. And Xerxes wasn't a part of preseason at all. He had that injury, missed all of preseason, wasn't a part of it, found no place in the side, and really never got going. If he's to stay, if he ends up staying, and I'm not saying that he should or that all of that, obviously actually having a preseason with the club would be better. With the coach who's going to be coaching would be better. Obviously, I think the club would still prefer to move and get a backup striker, a different type of player in. I think we're all in the same boat there, but yeah, still, it's better to have a preseason than not. So that's important. So yeah, there's quite a few things to talk about, even though it's the first game. Michael Carrick says that Andre Santos has settled in really well. He's a fantastic character. He's buzzing to see it, etc., etc. Okay. He showed some fire and twists our hands. His money saved. I know. I still have hope. Like, every coach. One could say Cobby is Carrick's, but I'm not so sure about that because obviously Cobby was already super talented. But every coach kind of gets like that one guy that they get going. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Sorry, it's early. Every coach kind of has that one guy they get going. You know what I mean? Like, for who would it have been for Ten Hag? I don't know if did Ten Hag get anyone going? Amarim definitely had like Ahmad. He did well with a couple of young guys like that. Like he had Ahmad and such. And I'm not talking about stars and things like that who flipped, but for Carrick, I think he needs to. There's somebody you want to see him like getting going. Really, really getting going. That turns around, like a person he takes a special interest in that turns around. And I worry he thinks it's going to be Mason Mount. But Xerxes is a better candidate. Tenaga Dallo. Rashford the one season, but then he ruined it. And I'm not talking about giving youth players opportunities. I'm talking about that guy that was like, that player that was like not working out or underwhelming or kind of hanging around but not really getting going, but then got them going. Rashford had good seasons before Ten Hag, and then he had a bad, and then he ruined it anyway. The closest thing was maybe Garnacho. I don't know. Maybe that. I don't know, honestly, because Ten Hag built a lot of players up and then ruined all of them before leaving, so it's hard to say. But he did have a few in the beginning, I would say, for sure. Carrick definitely. Carrick, you kind of have, obviously there's Cobby, but we kind of know that Cobby is who he is already. He just wasn't playing. So I'm curious who Carrick's guy will be. I feel like there's a project. You have that project player every year that you go, hey, I'm going to take that guy and I'm going to take him to the next level and I'm going to improve him and flip him around. You know what I mean? That I'm curious about. Welcome, Riley, to the Pro Muppet. And there was one earlier on that I missed before I got going. Welcome, Aditya Kokami, to the Pro Muppet. I put a video out a little bit earlier for members. It was late last night anyway, as well. I'm adding some things to the site, by the way, I'm adding some things to the site, like a whole stats table and such, just for what it's worth. It's still in progress, but I do want to show you guys because I'm really hoping to make the site like a one-stop place to go for all sorts of stuff. So this will be on site. This is from last year. Things so we can review tables. Obviously, it'll update to this season once we have more games and all that. So this will be fun to have. I'm adding this all kind of stuff to the site. Just thought I'd tell you. Yes, the lineup is out for those of you just joining. Heaton in goal. Maguire and looks like Heaven will be the center backs. Shaw left back. Yoro right back. Dorgu left wing. Xerxes striker. Mbumo right wing. Santos, Mount, and Jack Fletcher in the middle. You would assume Jack Fletcher being the more advanced with Mount deeper with Santos, but obviously it could be more of a 3 or a different kind of setup there as well. But yeah, if you missed the members video, do look last night. do that. Carrick clearly starting these senior players because he wants his first team players fit. Yeah, for sure. And I think that he very much needs to do that because of our situation this year. Obviously, we're going to have so many players returning late. We can't really afford to not have everybody possible fit, you know, for the summer. I want to just pull up a link here. Let me pull up a link. Something that was said, and I do want to address this. This says the idea of making a marquee midfield signing isn't something the club decision makers at MUFC are fixated on. United do have money to spend after deals for Santos and Tielemans, but they also want to strengthen the left side and add another forward. So there's no guarantee they spend big on another midfielder. So, you know, this is one of the things I've said on a few occasions, which is that, you know, they're not necessarily this marquee thing is not something that the club have actually said. It's sort of been a fixation of fans bringing it up. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I really got to just blow my nose so I have to stop, like, sniffling here. 1 sec. All right. It's early here. It's so dry and hot in Colorado that, like, it's so hard to predict. Like, you just wake up in the morning and you're always a little bit, like, stuffy and a little bit all of that kind of stuff. So anyway, this marquee midfielder thing may necessarily, you know, it's not a fixation on having to get a marquee midfielder in. But I think this is also, you know, I think this is also just, it's not a fixation of fans. The Athletic and other outlets called it tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 approach to midfielder targets. Who said that was true, though? Right? Who said that was true? I've said all along that that's not really the case. They just want a bunch of different profiles into the team, and that's pretty much it, you know, at the end of the day. You know, a young player could be expensive. A young player could be expensive. That doesn't make they're maybe not a marquee signing just because they're a lot of money, you know. But there could be as well. I think the other thing is just that they haven't promised that, and it's not important. What's important is that they get 3 good midfielders in, and I still think they will. I think that at this point in time, though, you know, they want to play the game. They're not necessarily going to rush into the third midfielder. Like I said before, I'm hoping to find out some more on this very soon, but also I believe that they'll be going for a long-term target, and it may just be benefited by waiting and seeing what happens in the post-World Cup market and seeing how things shift and adjust and all of that kind of stuff. You know, at the end of the day, I think that marquee is just, the thing about it is, like, I don't think the club have ever done anything but deny the marquee thing. If you even go back to the Athletic report from Ornstein like a month ago, it specifically said people keep misreading what is said. It even said in that piece, you know, that United are not set on getting the marquee, would not represent the marquee midfielder fans are hoping for. It didn't say the marquee midfielder the club have said they're going to buy or the marquee midfielder the club are going to buy. It's just that, you know, it's sort of a thing that people got latched on to that isn't from the, in fact, there's been more reports denying the marquee midfield thing as a thing than there are ones that have reported it, you know. There's been a lot of denials of a marquee midfielder, you know, that this isn't actually, you know, a thing that they're trying to do. A thing that they're obsessed with is like, we have to get this marquee player in. You know, they said build a squad, spend intelligently, all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see where we end up here. Obviously, I think we need a very, very good third midfielder. I said the other day many times, in my view, is that I think we should get someone who can be top, who has the potential to be top, so that we don't come back and rebuild the midfield later. At the same time,
Manu K1 at that 45 mil mark, he's a solid signing that's not at a marquee price. Also Mateta links are popping up. Any real traction?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of him. I get it. I'm not a big fan of him. Like I said, I think that if you're gonna find a 45 million, pull something out of a hat that like can be a top tier player at the end of the day, rather than Kone. On Mateta, he's been offered to United. His agent has definitely offered him around to quite a few clubs. United have a prior interest, so that's certainly one I'll keep an eye on. He's been the only striker name on my board after Gonzalo Ramos, because Ramos and Mateta were two that were offered to United that are both have been previously on our lists, but obviously Ramos ended up going a big price to Milan. Mateta's still hanging around, so certainly not one that I wouldn't rule out Mateta at this stage. But let's look at this. Let's analyze this a little bit deeper here for just a moment. It says we want to strengthen the left side and add another forward. So there's no guarantee they'll spend big on another midfielder. But, you know, we keep hearing that. But then we keep hearing Rashford wants to stay. Carrick wants to work with him. It doesn't really add up. The one thing that United have not, like, let's take the midfield, for example. Let's take the midfield, for example. Bruno, older. Mount, injured, often. Kobe, Santos. That's it. Tielemans. That's 5 for 3 positions with not a lot of stability in there. Older ages, injuries, things like that, and very new and young players. Here's what doesn't add up to me in thinking about United's planning and what I know about it, right? Why would they go invest significant funds on the left side if Rashford is staying, where they have Rashford, Cunha, Dorgu, all of prime and younger ages, and Luke Shaw, who played more minutes than anyone last season. I'll show you this, by the way. It's actually crazy, right? This was Luke Shaw's minutes last year. Top of the entire United squad, okay? Why would they go and spend and invest more money on that side, significant funds on that side, when they have all of that already on that left side? And the midfield is still shallow. You've got 2 players per each position right now on the left side, whereas you've got, you know, you still don't even have 2 players per position in the midfield, especially not healthy. So just in thinking with the way that they're approaching the squad building, there's 2 things that don't add up. Number one, they're going to get another midfielder in. They're going to get another midfielder in, okay? They will. I think the waiting is a bit of posturing in the market, keeping their cards close to their chest so that it helps their situation with whoever they go for. Number 2, that left side, it doesn't make sense for Rashford to stay, but we're going to invest in the left side. I still think he's going to go at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I still think he's going at the end of the day. We talked about this quite a lot yesterday. There's just too many issues that will surround it should he stay. I think he goes, and I think that it's going to take some time, and they're just hoping to get the best deal, but I think end of the day he's going to go. And I know that there's a lot of briefing, not from the club, by the way, but from other areas to certain reporters, and that it keeps going and it keeps talking and it keeps going and it keeps talking about this and how much Carrick wants to work with him. I think a lot of that is just posture and position, you know, to help him get a move to the type of club that he is expecting and hoping to go to.
What's your preference ranking for the third CM?
Got Buwadi are like up here. Kamavinga and Baleba, I really like both, but they have risks. Then you've got like Kone, Sanderberg, Tyler Adams, all fall kind of into the same bracket for me. Because I just think they're just mid players who would all be good for the squad. Don't get me wrong. I actually think all of them would help the squad. It's not like they don't provide any qualities. I know I've been a bit critical on the Manu Kone thing. They're all good players. I'm trying to be less overdramatic about that. I think they're all good players who would help the squad, but not good enough. I think that I really want someone who can be elite, and I don't think those guys can be. So I'd rather take a risk on that third one and get someone who could be elite because, you know, again, I look at the potential, you know, age of not the potential age, the age, obviously, of Bruno and his timeline. I look at the, you know, Tielemans and the age there, and I go, we really, 2 years from now, we got to have 3 top options. I think Kavi Mainu obviously has huge potential. Andre Santos, I think, has huge potential. We need a third one that has huge potential, not a third one who's, you know, mid. Because when we lose Bruno, we're losing one of our only world-class players. We need someone with the potential to be world-class in that midfield in addition. That's what I would say. I don't want any more experienced, like older on their way out, because I really don't want to be back here in 2 years, man. Rebuilding the midfield is something we shouldn't have to do like this ever again. You know what I mean? We should be going every couple years, bam, another really good signing, another really good signing, another really good signing, keeping it elite, keeping us with 5 or 6 really, really good options. You know, and I don't believe that you know, I like Tyler Fletcher, I like Jack Fletcher. I don't believe that we have anybody at the youth level who's going to be elite. Maybe squad players, but I don't think we have anyone at this stage who's going to be elite in those positions. So yeah, I want to see future. I want to see elite in a long term. I think we have enough. We have, you know, we need the right balance. Like when I look at, you know, anyway, I just, that's how I feel about it for sure. Yeah, if you did miss it, by the way, you watch the game on MUTV, okay? Watch the game on MUTV. That's where you can watch. If it works. Oh, he just, hold on, mine just broke. Mine just stopped working. Excuse me. I have my stream all running, my MUTV all running, and then it's just like not working suddenly. What a great website. Game ready. Age you're looking for cannot be found. Is anybody else getting a bunch of errors on MUTV now? Anybody else? Because now when I log in, it just crashes. What the hell, dude? Oh my god. This is not a good sign. Hold on. Try a different browser. Let's see. Yours is bug. Oh my god, it's crashed. It's crashed. MUTV is crashed ahead of it. Your stream's working. Oh my god. All right, hold on. Error after error, yeah. Other people having this too. It was fine before, but now it's bad again. It was working up until like 10 minutes ago. I wonder if if they've just... Yeah, dude. Yeah, website is secure error. Yeah, that's what I get. If you're getting the error, are you in the US or is anybody who's not in the US getting the error? Or is it literally just in America? Because then I'm gonna have to yeah, man, fucking club. I'm on the website too, man, and it just crashed. I'm gonna have to do I think I might have to VPN because it seems like it's crashed in the US. Is anybody who's outside the US getting the error? I'm not saying that everybody in the US is getting it, but a lot of people are apparently getting an error. Error from India, getting 404. Yeah, in the UK. Brother Hub, man. This fucking place. So guys, if you're having issues, Proton VPN link is below. I've got it working on my phone. I've got it working on my phone, but the app on the browser is giving a ton of people issues, okay? So if you're having issues, try opening it on your phone or elsewhere because the app is fine. The phone, the website is crashing for a lot of people. I know it hasn't kicked off yet, but yeah, maybe the app's on Microsoft Store. Let's see. Won't work on Apple TV either, just your phone. Yeah, that's what I'm having right now. There's no MUTV on the Microsoft Store. I'm gonna have to... And the mobile app works for me too. Yeah, I just can't log in on the browser anymore. It just says, oops, that's yellow 404, error configuration. I'm sure that's what some other people are getting. Like it logs you out, and then when you try to log back in, that's what happens to a lot of people. AirPlay from iPhone, yeah, I've got my phone set up now, so I can watch it that way. It's a bit obnoxious because wonder if I don't think I can I don't think I can put it on my TV because I don't have any app that gets the yeah. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Oops. Yeah, watch on phones. Got the tunnel cam now. Roku has the app. Yeah. I'm not gonna be able to set my TV up. It's fine. I'll just see if I'll use my phone and I'll see if the website works soon. But we're good either way. Let me get my scoreboard up. What's up, Sagib? How you doing? Yeah, we'll be staying here for the game today. Yeah, the app is working. I'll keep trying the browser. If anybody else has any luck, let me know. It's irritating. I tell you what, 'tis irritating, man. That's all good. All good. I'm glad to be back on a watch along. So we might do these here. We might do them on Big Up. I'm not sure yet, honestly, for the season. I know that a lot more people want to be here for on YouTube. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do moving forward on that front, because, you know, I think a lot more people would be happy to join on YouTube. For, you know, I understand going to a different site in a different place is not what a lot of people are doing, making a new account somewhere else, all that. So we'll see. I haven't really decided yet. I kind of want to use preseason as a little testing ground to decide whether we're going to do them on YouTube for the rest of the year or not. All right, I'm trying to log in again. I'll let you guys know if it works on my end for any of you. No, I'm still getting errors on United's site for trying to watch the game, by the way. Just for anybody else who's having trouble, it is down at the moment. Yoro looks like Psycho Bob.
Looks like Psycho Bob. Also Cheeto to Germany?
Maybe. I don't know where Cheeto's gonna go, honestly. No, I've tried all the different browsers, man. I've tried all the different browsers. YouTube's very convenient. I know a lot of people do it. It works. The game works on all the different apps. I've tried Edge, Chrome, a few different ones. Nothing's working. The apps all work, and I have it on my phone, so don't worry. I mean, we're gonna be watching either way, but it's just that most people watch YouTube on TV. Correct. I know that's the issue, and yeah, every browser's just busted for me where I am. The app is fine. Yeah, same issue as a lot of you, so it's cool. We'll sort it out. We'll see if it sorts through the game. I'll let United know as well. We're having the Microsoft Surface for preseason on the back of the shirt. Never seen a less attended United game in my life, you think? I can't remember what the one in Norway was like. And I cast it. I've never set up casting, so I don't want to mess up and like cast it and then I accidentally put it on the screen or something and get myself in trouble. I've actually never casted it to anything. It's fine. It's fine. I've got it. Hold on here. Where we go? No. Okay. Allow. Norway's a better turnout than this? Yeah, I think it was. I don't know if I have any devices that I've set up to receive it. I'll figure it out for future reference just in case. Okay, almost to kickoff, guys. Kickoff for me is now. Here we go. United are underway. Let's see. We're not pressing. We're finished. Let's see. So it is Mount and Santos deeper. Jack Fletcher in kind of the 10. At least that's the initial setup. Lenny off to the right. Santos sitting a little bit deeper. Mount pushing up on that right side a little bit. First pass, Maguire into Santos. He lost it. 8 in heaven. Oh, Heaton loses it. A mistake. Oh, and Santos blocks out a goal. Hell yeah. Santos cuts out a goal after a mistake from Tom Heaton. Loses the ball there. They try to pass it into the center. Santos' first action there. Cutting out a goal. Good work. I think it's a foul too, but there's no VAR. Great cutout from Santos. Good awareness there. I know that's just a tiny little moment, but seeing the danger in that situation and cutting it out for a corner, that's good. I like to see it. You're looking for any little things you can find right now. It's very weird seeing a Brazilian 17 in there. I'm going to be rooting for him very hard. I'll get on my Pastor Fred mug. I'll get a little I'll get a little picture and stick his face over Fred. No, he has to become his own man, okay? He has to become his own man with his own identity. Defo seen as a 6. He is. I mean, you look at his positioning is very 6-y. 6-y? Just Jack who's playing right now. And look at Santos dropping in the back line. Okay. Okay. Nice. Good. Jack Fletcher dropping deep. That's a bit more of a flat 3 then. If Fletcher dropping deep there after Santos drops deep is quite interesting. And there's another cutout by Santos that ends up going for a goal kick. Or all of that. Good work from Santos so far. I like him. I like him. I like him. Yeah, there is definitely a bit of delay between me and you guys, just so you guys know. 60 Santos. I like that. But did you see there how Santos dropped in and then Jack Fletcher dropped deep as well? I wonder, if that's part of the idea when the 6 drops into the back line, the 10 drops into the midfield and otherwise stays higher. Those are interesting wrinkles to look at kind of tactically and all of that. Good pass through the lines to Xerxes one time there from Santos. Fletcher deep into the 3 there. You would expect Bruno to be doing all that kind of stuff as well. I'm on MUTV, and yeah, I still have the error. I'll check my nice movement. Good pass again. Santos very snappy with his passes. Very, very snappy with his passes. I'm still on my phone. I'll check the website again in a minute because I know people are having errors. And guys, there's a fairly significant delay between me and you, so I may not be behind as much as you think. There's a good 20-25 seconds there too, just for what it's worth. On full games, you could potentially pause and align yourself with the timer here, but otherwise, you'll be, yeah. I've had Mount at 10? I don't know. Yeah, if you pause the sync with the screen timer, that kind of works. Santos looks like Fred on TV. He does, doesn't he? Oh, good tackle, Maguire. I'll keep checking the site for anyone else as well, in case it starts working, just for everyone else too, since I'm not the only one having this problem at the moment with the website. Oh, got the site working for me. The site started working for me, by the way. I'm going to give it another shot. Just FYI. Yeah, I've got the site working now too, by the way, just in case anybody's having trouble. Now, the quality on my app was about 10 times better. Nice pass from Mount. Xerxes running. Oh, terrible pass from Xerxes there. Come on, Josh. Good tackle, Santos there. Maybe it was a pass, but good pressure. The regular MUTV site is working for me now. It wasn't at the start. But if you're having issues, it is working now. Santos, look at his positioning here. Good work from Made in Heaven there. Very good work from Made in Heaven there. Nicely done, young lad. It's just MUTV if you're trying to watch it, my friends. I really don't know if there's anywhere else, and I'm not in the business of promoting dodgy links, unfortunately. But MUTV. Press looks off. That's not surprising. That's one of those things I think doing early in preseason is really rough. I like how the midfield is fluid. Is one takeaway I have there. That was close to a good 1-2 touch there. I like how the midfield feels very fluid. Jack Fletcher's quite tidy, you know, just looking at him here. Santos. Nice. Good delay there. Nice. Snappy passer so far. Maguire through. Oh, Xerxes, please, man. Oh, Santos. Oh, turnover from Santos. And he goes down. Is he injured? Why did he go down so easy there? You okay? That was worrying. Turned under pressure. I'll just put that down to, you know, needing time to warm up. Xerxes put him under quite a bit of pressure there, you know. Okay, Santos is fine. Cool. Good line from Maguire there to get the offside. I'm not enjoying this Xerxes show so far, to be honest. He's look at how deep and close the midfield are. Nicely done by Santos. Good pass again. Very good passing from him. He's a very tidy passer. He got kicked in his heel. Okay, I wasn't sure. I couldn't see it all the way. Dropping in the back line. Nice pass from Heaven there. Good move. I like the fullback starting forward there, but we need to get forward a bit more. We have barely gone into their half, man. Poor pass from Mason Mount. "95% of the time you're not enjoying the Xerxes show?" Yeah, I'm not enjoying the Xerxes show so far myself. There's that high line pace worry there. Very easy to get behind Maguire. Good cutout by Heaven. It's not even the speed or the pace with Xerxes. It's just his passing and stuff are constantly like putting players in trouble and not really like accomplishing what he's trying to accomplish. It's not great, honestly. Yeah, the site is working if you were having trouble. It seems to be working now for others as well. Good clearance, Patrick. Close down crosses. Santos defending out there. Good defending. Nice to see someone trying to... A good cutout from Santos. Very nice. That should be a foul, referee. Very, 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 very strong defensively is Santos so far. He's constantly in the right position to cut out passes. Definitely a 6 is 6, super game intelligence. Super game intelligence. The 3 feels a bit flat, you know, and I mean that in a positional sense. Santos deeper, Fletcher dropping to around Mason Mount's level a lot. That's nice. A little more 4-3-3-y at times. Santos' position is refreshing. Indeed. He's not rushing out. He stays where he should be as a defensive midfielder. God damn, man, our passing. Obviously, that's kind of what you expect in preseason, to be fair. But he does stay where he should be, you know what I mean? And then he's not having to constantly rush back out into position from out of position, leave huge gaps. Very, very real 6. I mean, a real 6. Really, really encouraged by that. It's what I've really been wanting for the longest, man. You're watching it on MUTV and here with me. Nice. And Mbumo. Get Yoro. Oh, Yoro going marauding as an attacking right back. I like it. Maraud. Press. 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 Oh, man. They beat our press pretty easy there. We might be cooked, lads. Santos again. What a tackle, lad. What a tackle. Wow. Did we get additional coaches? No. Oh, apparently not. Yeah, you can definitely see Santos' intelligence, even just in a little preseason game. He knows where to be. Backing up the press here. Push him back. Nice. Oh, Santos almost intercepts it up high as well. Good job. When he backs the press up there, he backed the press up there a little bit and helped. This is very, very, very good stuff from Santos, man. You can see his game intelligence on display. I think we've got a gem here. We have a serious gem. He is so intelligent. And he's just so tight with the ball. Like, it's not chaotic, it's calm, it's composed, it's intentional, a lot of the things that he's doing here. Really, really nice. It's Wrexham. Wrexham are pretty good. Don't forget who we lost to last year, man. And it's not just about it being Wrexham. It's what you see in the game. You can see things. Man. Not like he's putting on like this display of like goal scoring, dribbling all over the place. But just he reads the game well. You can see it. Wrexham could have been in the Premier League quite easily. They were very close, man. So I think they're actually a pretty decent measure. It's the type of team that we probably struggle against more often than not over the last some years. Oh. Fletcher loses that. Good pass into Mbumo from Shaw. Good attempt. Now we're trying to press in this 4-4 or 4-2-4-ish type of shape again. See if we're any good at it. So far, Well, not bad. That was better. Pressing shape there was okay. That wasn't good. Lenny gets knocked from behind. Good work. Yeah, he's done it with Chelsea too. You just like to see it in person for your team, you know? Tyler Fletcher doesn't look ready for this level. How do you know? He's not on the pitch. Xerxes, man. Every time, dude. Santos draws a foul, gets a little annoyed about it. It's a preseason game. He's asking, why are you kicking me in the heels in a preseason game? Like to see that little bit of fire, a little bit of irritation. Couple kicks on him, and he's not happy about it. You like to see that. You like to see someone defending themselves, even in preseason. Yeah, Xerxes with these flicks is irritating the fuck out of me. I'm not going to lie. Part of my language. I'm sick of it. I'm genuinely sick of it. Like, just play football, dude. Like, this isn't... You're not at a skills competition. Please, just make a fucking simple pass. Oh, no. Heaven. Wait, what a tackle he makes, though, to come back after the mistake. That's why Aiden Heaven needs some development there, man, because... You've seen the mistake and then the incredible talent that he does have. Oh, Jackie boy. Just wants a highlight, right? Everyone will remember the tackle, not the giveaway in the replays. That's all I love sides. Missed the game so far. How's it been? A little more interesting than usual first preseason game, in my opinion. But nothing spectacular. Some good stuff from Santos, our new signing, for sure. Nice, Jack. There you go. Oh, Jack's lost it again. Oh, Jack. We need another midfielder in here, man. It's not like missing passes and stuff is expected. The part with Xerxes that's so annoying is that just do the simple thing well. You know what I mean? Like, just do the simple thing well. It's really hard to get the ball forward with Xerxes flicking it every 3 times, you know, off to a giveaway, you know, when you're lacking a senior midfielder behind him as well. Yora right back is, yeah, it's definitely not his best position, but... Wrexham played, yeah, Wrexham are definitely a bit ahead of us, for sure. Yeah, this is definitely not Lenny's position, though. I like he steps up well, but he's not where he is, you know. It's definitely not his role. It's pressing all the way up. Nice. Good job. Press has gotten better last few minutes. It's just we can't get the ball past the midfield, which has been a problem for years, man. Better. Mbumo, but no fullback here. Come on, Lenny. Get up there and support. Okay. Nice ball from Santos out to Shaw. Like it. Nice. That was good. Maguire through the line. There you go. We need some attacking support here, though. Oy, not a good pass from Mbumo there. Into Mount. Dang it, man. We keep... Okay, good interception, Jack. Earn it. Nice. Better. Mbumo. Okay, keeps it. Santos. Oh. Shoot! Ah. Like to see Dorgu having a go there. Good tackle. Oh, that's clean, ref. That's clean, ref. That's clean, ref. Hydration break. Ah. That's a dive, ref. That's a dive. Nice, Heaven. What, referee? How you give the foul the other way and you don't call a foul there? Good aggressive tackling there from Santos. Nice cutout, Lenny. Well done. Santos moving it forward. Good. Out to Mbumo. Come on, take him on, Mbumo. Take him on, Brian. Run at him. Oh, he's 3-on-1 over there. Can we get some overlapping fullbacks here? Another tackle from behind on Santos from same guy. It's okay. Into Xerxes. Nice. Come on, bro. Get it out. I'd like to see some fullbacks attacking here. Another good pass from Santos. Dorgu. Xerxes. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I think that was a really nice sequence from Santos. He passes it forward so much and so accurately. Not long passes, but just little line breakers over and over and over again. It's super refreshing. You guys seeing it with Santos, where like every pass is like, boom, 5 yards forward through the lines, 5 yards forward through the lines, 5 yards forward through the lines, just to the right guy. I'm impressed. I'm very, very impressed. Very impressed. So calm. This game's missing a hydration break, yeah. You do often get them in preseason, right? Only interest was loans from Italy. Yeah. Movement's improving. There you go. This is getting better. Look at how much better we can attack when Lenny's forward. Brian, it's behind you. Oh, unlucky. Santos. Another good pass. Oh, another good pass. That's another pass to a shot from Santos there. Very good. Very good. Big fan here. Santos is doing really good work. This is... Oh. Xerxes sleep. This is good, man. I'm a fan. I'm very impressed with this right now. I'm in love, man. I'm in love with Andre Santos right now. I'm in love. He's exactly what I hoped he would be. We've got a gem of a player in here, man. Healing from the Casemiro trauma. Yeah, seeing a player who doesn't burst out of position. People forget what having an actual defensive midfielder looks like. Casemiro was a pseudo attacking midfielder in his late age. I'm quite interested to see Santos and Mainu together on the ball, because it can be quite interesting. I mean, the stability there could be quite good. Nice pass and Bumo through. That's better. Better. Zerk. Oh my, dude, this Xerxes guy, dude. This Xerxes guy, man. Guys, we have a problem. We have a problem with Josh Xerxes, man. This is crazy, dude. Like, it's shocking. And he's supposed to be a technical player. Come on, man. Like, it's frustrating because every time you think with Xerxes, like, he's playing for his career at United, like, this is a moment he can, you know, this is an opportunity, earn something, and then it's just there's just nothing there, man. I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to give up, man. I'm just ready to give up. It's frustrating. It's so early on and massively overreacting, but I'm just ready to give up. He's just never ready, man. It's frustrating. Some notes for myself for later. Yeah, Leaf. I think we've got a really potentially good player here. Xerxes, man. Oh, and he's oh, come on. Alexi. It's not like it wasn't a foul on him. It's just, I don't know, man. KG said he's faster than Xerxes. He might be right. We've got some passers on this team now, I gotta say. Good pressing. Oh, Lenny's almost got him there. Yeah, not having a natural Shesko backup is... Good pressure there from Santos on the shooter. It's just, we'll see, man. It's The problem is like when you've got preconceived notions of the player and then they keep doing exactly the thing, you know, where you're like, come on, man, like, please. And then it's just like, it's hard to change your mind at that point. And, you know, and the thing is that it's the same for a player, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to be feeling like, I got to prove myself, got to prove myself, got to prove myself. And then they go into it and it's not working out. It has an effect on someone's, you know, there's a point where you just can't come back anymore. You know what I mean? Nice, Dorgu. Nice, Fletcher. That was good. Good work. That was pretty brilliant out of pressure. Yeah, please do smash a like on the video while you guys are here. And as a reminder, afterwards, it's going to hopefully reroute you guys to the video, the post-match, but we'll also do some transfer talk there. Decent ball in from Dorgu there. And then we'll also do call-ins and stuff like that in the back half, in the post-match as well. Because we haven't done them. And the call-ins won't just be about, you know, this game. There'll be summer so far, transfers, all that, because we haven't done one in quite a long time. I just have an agenda against Xerxes. It's quite the opposite. I mean, I really, I keep giving Xerxes more and more chances because I always feel like there's a player in there. I think you're being tongue-in-cheek, but it's just frustrating, man. It's just, that's what makes it so frustrating. I have a feeling that was tongue-in-cheek, to be honest. But if it wasn't, I mean, I don't know. Oh, Lenny, almost. Lenny, you can see, is struggling a little bit with the right back job here. Yeah, you want different profiles in the team, but yeah, it's not it. The lack of pace in the middle to stretch defenses, to pressure the center backs is a problem. But then when you add to that, like, poor ball control and not passing well, then it starts to get really, like, what are we doing here? I've mentioned him 43 times. Well, I mean, we're watching a game, and he keeps losing the ball. Am I supposed to not say anything? When you watch games and the player stands out poorly, then it obviously becomes a bit of a focal point of conversation. I mean, that's just how it is. Yeah, the one thing I say is that our fullbacks still move very slowly up the pitch. But, oh, nice. Shaw and Mbumo across. Corner. That was better. Finally through the lines into Shaw. You can see how much when a fullback does bomb forward, how much it breaks through the defense. You can see we're lacking numbers too often. That's my biggest concern this season, is I want to see those fullbacks get forward into the attack. I want to see those fullbacks really, really go forward, because that's the numbers. You can't break down teams without fullbacks these days. Mount, corner, off the post. Oh my God, another corner. Oh yeah, that was a defensive corner off of the bar. Not mentioning players who are making me true. Or corner from Mount, that one. Mount, what oh, he's offside. I see. That's why he wasn't running back. I was like, why is Mount not running back? But then, yeah, he was offside. Cunha's our 9 if Šeško's injured. Yeah, I mean, for sure. More likely, yes. Which is why we need another left-sided player for sure. We loan out Lenny's hair. Wow, that was a big cross in from Wrexham there. I'm hoping we see just a little more of this first half before they change the entire 11 second half. I mean, there's no guarantee we will, but I think we're expecting that as per usual. Santos is asking, pointing, commanding. That's good. I like his vocalness, vocality. Vocal. He's a vocal player. It's good. I like vocal players on the pitch in my defense. When's the hydration break? You missed it. You missed it. Yeah, there should be new rules on box wrestling this season. New focal points for the referees. Nice cutout by Santos again. Nice. Love the guy so far. Oh, that's... Uh-oh. What happened? Where was Luke Shaw at the back post, man? The back post, our greatest enemy. Our greatest enemy, the back post. That is terrible defending. Let's see. Luke Shaw, what you... he just left his man to rush to the guy inside. That was a weird one because Heaven's on one guy. Shaw's on another. Shaw darts to catch the inside runner, and then they leave the guy behind him. I don't know. I'm not sure that's an individual error on either. More of a defensive organizational problem. Well, I would say it's oh, Brian, come on, Brian. Take him. Ah, man, he just can't get through. Press Lenny, press Lenny, press Lenny. Get him. You predicted 2-1 on the Patreon thing. Yeah. As in addition, guys, on the website, besides the Patreon section, I'm now adding prediction games where we'll have a monthly, seasonally leaderboard with little prizes and things like that I'm testing out in preseason, where you can predict the scores of games, things like that. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff to continue to add to the website, both on publicly and for Patreon as members as well, since obviously that helps fund everything and APIs and costs and all that too. But yeah, there's going to be a predictor game on there now too that I'm testing in preseason with Patreons. Should be fun. So far, I've liked everything I've seen from Santos, and not a lot that I've seen from some others. Maguire's got this. Santos is so intelligent. He knows where everything on the pitch is. So encouraging. We just need more signings. Big ball over the top. Xerxes, man, turn around. I mean, it gets a throw in, but got to turn around and look for where the ball is going. It's hard. It's very hard to judge Lenny, you know, playing at right back. It's definitely not at all natural to him. I kind of wish he'd not played him at right back and just gone with Kamason and then put Lenny or Maguire on in the second half. But yeah, I know he wants to get him senior minutes with the rest of the team to start develop relationships and whatnot. Oh my God. Do I have to say his name again, man? Like, the whole game, I feel, has been like Santos into Xerxes into turnover. Santos into Xerxes into turnover. Santos into Xerxes into turnover. It's killing me, dude. It's killing me right now. Look, Ineos can't sell Nice. Can we... Nice job by Lenny there. Nice, Lenny. There you go, Lenny. That's it. Nice is still, you know, they can't sell Nice. Maybe they can, maybe we could get something done there. What is that from Jack Fletcher, man? Good signs from me. Yeah. I agree. We're getting the ball to the striker a lot from Santos. And you have to think of that as a super encouraging sign for when we have a good player in the front three. Like, the fact that there's so much progressive passing from the midfield without Bruno getting it to the forwards. Oh my God, dude. It's just preseason, but come on, man. I'm getting so mad. Dude, I'm getting so irritated, dude. It has to be 20 turnovers from Xerxes so far in this half, man. Like, I don't even know how to like. Oh, that's a decent attempt from Lenny there. Press it, man. Xerxes. It's so hard to see, like, how is the front three going to work together and all of that when, you know, oh, I don't know. Halftime, yeah. Very, very, very ugly. I'm gonna age by the start of the season. There's no doubt, man. I mean, I'm gonna be very I'm gonna be very stressed by the start of the season. It's not just that it's not just bad, but it's just like you can't, like, it feels like we can't even, like, practice anything in the preseason because of just the vast, serious numbers of turnovers on basic stuff, man. Like, it's not acceptable. I know it's preseason, but that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable, man. Like you can't even like, how do you even practice like this? You know what I mean? Like, how do you even get, like, what are we gonna, I'm not worried about the team, but like, how are we even gonna practice when you can't do the basics? Stuff you should be able to do in any game, at any time, at any position. You know what I mean? Like we can't even learn anything because every pass forward just dies on the feet. It's tough, man. It's tough. It is frustrating. Like, damn, man. That is frustrating. That was you know what I'm saying? It's really hard to explain the problem because it's preseason, and here's all I'm saying. Guys who have something to prove need to prove something in preseason. You can't take that attitude of like, you can't just take the attitude of just sacking it off just because it's preseason. You know what I mean? You can't. There's a professionalism. There's professionalism. You got to understand that there is a professionalism level that is necessary. I get everything else, but there's still professionalism. Okay, all I'm saying, and it's a cultural thing. It's no, even in the first game back, man, it's professionalism. Like, let me ask you this. If you go into training, let me ask you a question. If you show up in training and you're lazy with passing, lazy with your touches, lazy with your effort, and you do all of that, would it be acceptable in training? No. It's not acceptable in a game. It's training too. It's just another form of training. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about the quality of young players like Fletcher, things like that. I'm talking about professionalism. I just don't think it's acceptable. I'm not worried about tactics. I'm not worried about the team. I'm not worried about all this kind of stuff. I'm not worried about rust and things, but I am talking about there is a level of professionalism. That's all. And when you don't have a history, you got to prove it. Like Maguire, I didn't see him diving into things and going crazy, but it was a very professional preseason first half from an experienced player in Maguire. And I would say the same for Shaw, and I think Lenny being out of position, putting the effort in, putting the press in, things like that. Mistakes is mistakes, but there's if you don't see it, man, you don't see it. It is what it is, man. If you don't see it, you don't see it. It's not about just making mistakes. There's something else in it. This man's turning Allen Iverson. You talking about practice? Practice? I don't care about conceding. I don't care about defensive organization. I don't care about all the other stuff. I really don't. That stuff doesn't matter. You're not worried about tactics. You're not worried about all of that kind of stuff. You learn little things in this first game. You find out little ideas. No one's going at full 100%, all that kind of stuff. It's all fine, man. But there is something to be said. Anyway, on the positives, Santos was stupendous. You can see it. And that's part of what I'm talking about, is a player who shows he was trying to prove something about being there, you know? Santos is by the numbers, and these numbers are not a lie. 93% pass accuracy, 55 touches, 4 duels won, 4 defensive contributions, 3 passes in the final third, 2 chances created, 2 fouls won. He looks like a player who wants to show something, and he's showing it already, you know? And I guess what I'm saying is when you see that in a player who is new at the club, who has something to prove, that should be the mindset of so many players out there, for me. And I'm very, very impressed with Santos. What I'm looking at is like, I'm always going to favor a player who plays and acts like that than one who doesn't. Personally, I'm always going to see that as a player who has something, you know. I'm always going to see that as a player who has something, and it's just different, man. It's just different. I think I'm very, very impressed with Santos. I'm ready to say, you know, look, you're gonna learn if you guys don't, because a lot of people don't watch me during the games and all of that. They only have watched silly clips from people trying to spread bad things. But since I usually do the watch-alongs on the other channel and all that, for those of you who are here, you're gonna learn, if I do these on YouTube during the season and you watch, you're gonna learn that I am 1000% an intensity and mental like hobby horser in terms of how I discuss things. You can't get around it, okay? And look, our first game of the season is going to be 5:30 a.m. When you wake up, and I know there's people in here who are in different parts of the world as well as the US and all that, and you know, when you wake up at 4:30, 5:30, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for games, and you watch players lounge around and not put in the mental intensity, focus, and things like that, nothing will irritate you more. Nothing. And you will hyperfixate on that. But it matters. It matters, man. It does matter. It's a cultural thing that matters. And you got to separate those things out from players who have rustiness, all of that. But I'm looking for intention in preseason. I'm looking for intention, not ability in preseason. I'm looking for who wants to show something, who wants to prove something, who wants to be there. Not ability, not are they perfect, are they clean, and all of that. I'm looking for a mentality. I see it with a lot of players. I thought Mason Mount looked like what I want to see out of Mason Mount in that half. Wasn't perfect. I know he's got, and it doesn't mean throwing yourselves into sort of crazy tackles and things like that. There's just a difference. There's just a difference. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. It's fine. But it's something that I will be fixated on. You know, this is if you're a player right now, this is your moment to earn minutes. These are your moments to prove something before other players return. These are your moments to say, you know, I want to get up, and it's professionalism. Mount, I thought, had a professional first half. Santos, a very professional first half. I thought Heaven had a professional first half as well. Doesn't mean perfect. Doesn't mean mistakes, but it's just, there's a difference. There's a difference. That's all I can say. And yeah, when you don't have credit in the bank, you've got to have something to prove. Nobody's popping a hamstring here today. Yeah, but come on. There's a line in between. There's a line in between. And I'm not passing extreme judgments or anything like that. I'm not worried about the way we are playing in this half. I'm not worried about tactics. I'm not worried about, are we going to win? I'm not worried about, do we play amazing? You just have to see it, man. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. And it's not just about preseason. Like I said before the match, when we went to Oslo, was it Oslo and Norway last year first 45 minutes. First 45 minutes we had professionally there. I promise you, if you go back and watch that game, you can see the players who had it and who don't. You can see the players who put the work in and the ones who didn't. Even in that first 45 minutes, you can see it. Because I remember Cunha and going, he wasn't sharp. He was losing the ball. He was, he was rusty, all that. But I remember seeing Cunha and seeing there was, you could see you could see it in his mind, what he was trying to do at all times. And even in his first 45 minutes in the shirt in preseason. I think it translates. That's all. I do. I think it translates. You can see it. So I just want to see that from everybody involved. Not brilliance, not sharpness, not perfection, just professionalism and intensity. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But the biggest thing I was looking for in that half was Santos. The biggest thing was definitely Santos. My takeaways otherwise from the first half: Santos, very snappy defender, always in the lines, passes through the lines extremely well. He's always looking forward, ready, bam, one-touch pass, settle it, pass. Not big, long passes, but just right through the lines into that front line. I think he's going to be brilliant. You throw Bruno in there, you throw Šeško in there as forwards. He's going to be passing through them so much. Exactly, Marcus. Santos gives me that Lammens catching across kind of feeling, like that. That's what it's like. That's what it's like to have a 6. That's what it's like to have a guy who sits in there and just does the job well. You know what I mean? I thought that the midfield 3 was a little more fluid than in previous times where it was a bit static. We did press in the 4-4-2 kind of shape, and there were moments when it was good. Having Euro and Heaven on, even out of position, actually helped the press, I thought, because there's a bit more pace in there. The press was actually decent at times, forcing the long ball to header to the midfield, to picking it up to go. So the Santos to the forwards pipeline, it's open and it's solid, and I think it's going to be high percentage football there, which is really nice. The fullbacks, that was out of position fullbacks. Lenny Oro, not a natural fullback. Luke Shaw on the other side. This is one thing I want to see develop over preseason. This isn't a present judgment, but the one time Luke Shaw broke through the lines, gets forward, Dorgu finds him with the pass, we actually get the winger and fullback interplay. Fullback joining in support. Got us our corner, a chance off the bar, some good opportunities. Though we've got to get our fullbacks more involved in the game over the course of this preseason. Again, not a current judgment. It's just this is a thing that's got to improve over the course of the preseason before we get into the year. We have got to get our fullbacks in support of these forwards, man. We have got to. We cannot break down teams without the fullbacks getting forward, and sometimes they're just too it takes too long. It takes too they just sat deep. Again, Euro's out of position, so I can't really make any judgment on there. But you can see how much better the attack is the minute a fullback breaks forward, because that's football in the modern day. You've got to have these fullbacks adding to the lines in the way that we want to play. So that's probably the main thing I want to see. Probably need better fullbacks to do it, and that is my concern. Dallo has the athleticism to get forward. I know. Dallo has the athleticism to get forward, but not the quality. Shaw has the quality to get forward, but not the athleticism. We need some fullbacks, man. We need some fullbacks really, really bad in this team. Some attacking fullbacks to get forward into the attack. I'd still like to see Dorgu back there where he has the athleticism, because again, when he interplayed with Shaw, he put a great pass through the lines, had a couple good crosses in, but man, we need athletic attacking fullbacks in this side, like so bad. So bad. We really, really do. So yeah, we need another fullback. We need another midfielder really, really bad, and that backup striker is a concern. That backup striker is definitely a concern for me. But yeah, that's tactically. I actually think there was some interesting things. I know that it wasn't an exciting game, but I actually thought there was some really good stuff tactically that didn't really show up that well because the pace of the game was quite slow. The way that the midfield rotated was actually really impressive for three players that have not played much together. The dropping in the back line, we were able to move out of the deeper areas to the mid block areas really well. There was a couple good switches of play. Obviously, we're lacking some of the players in the front line to make the ball stick, which made it really hard to tell how the attack was going to work. But the main thing that was still missing was once we got into the middle thirds, we need the fullbacks to support. Mbeumo was often, I know people give Mbeumo a hard time. You go watch him that first half again. The reason why I don't get irritated about Mbeumo, and I commented on it as it was happening, he's 1 against 2, 1 against 3 every single time. There's no support. There's no support, like at all. There was no support on that right side. And again, oh, the second half is kicked off. Excuse me. Sorry. Let me catch up. Whoops. Looks like wholesale changes. I'll get the timer on here in a second. I'm like 10 seconds behind. There we go. Second half is kicked off. We did wholesale changes here. Camason over on the right. Tyler Fletcher, Thwaites, I want to say. I didn't see who came on, honestly. But anyway, I saw Mbeumo just by himself constantly over on that right side. 1 against 2, 1 against 3. We really need fullback support for wingers. That's the modern game, man. It's not one guy taking on 2 or 3 players consistently. You watch it again, you'll see that. You'll see that. But here's where I'm looking at with some of these youth. There's Vitek is on. You want to see the effort, the professionalism from the youth players, that want to show something. And I think we will. A bit more energy, a bit more intensity. And I'll be honest, man, Amos over on the left, I don't buy the excuses to some degree because, I think that everybody should be putting in similar levels. Obviously, for youth, it's like, this is your season. You know what I mean? You're putting in the work now. That's your season. But still. Dan Gore, Harry Amos. Is it Armor? How can you watch it live? On MUTV only. On MUTV. Only place it is. Preseason. Yes. Indeed. Preseason. The thing before the season. The thing you use to be ready for the season. I think it matters. Yeah, there has been some issues with MUTV this morning in terms of it loading. I was having them for quite a while there. So yeah, Kamason, Devani, Lacey Gore, Ethan Williams, Wheatley. I see a lot of people dip out when it's just the under 21s. I understand. I'm still curious to see a few of these players. Obviously, they're not going to have a huge effect on our season, but I am curious. Yeah, and in the future, hopefully Gabriel and Orozco would be nice to see. They keep calling him Devaney as well. I think I had the name right. I was told it was wrong, but now I think I had it right. Someone in the comments said it's Irish and it is Devaney. Not Davani. Devaney. That's how the MUTV announcer keeps saying it. You guys over there in Europe and England, you guys can't even sort out how to pronounce stuff, and you're always correcting me. You guys can't even decide on how to pronounce things. And everybody's always correcting my pronunciations. Well, you figure it out. You figure it out. It is Devaney. I think I had it right in the first place. Like a weather vane. Devaney. You're Irish and how? But Ghost Me is Irish too. And he told me I was wrong. They can't even spell center correctly. Sounds right. See, there you go. You're saying there's another Irishman saying that it's pronounced differently, while the other Irishmen are saying it is pronounced this way. So I don't know, man. You guys got to figure out how to agree with each other before telling me. You guys sort it out. I'm good. You guys sort it out. I'm good. I'm going to do what I do, okay? Malaga. We'll be all right. This is better from the kids. They are small, though, I tell you what.
Santos solid, Xerxes oof, rust is clear, tactics aren't much different though, that's a little concerning. We need the 2 to 3 signings soon to gel with squad.
Yeah, agreed. Again, I'm not too worried about the tactical aspects. I think there's a little differences, but I think that with the players we had, it's hard to change much. But yeah, otherwise, agreed. We need a couple more people in. We need Tielemans in there. I definitely think we need one more option in terms of attack or the left side or something to change much else. It's your mother's maiden name, so I think you have a fair idea. I mean, fair enough, Cybernetic. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying your brethren disagree with you. And the MUTV announcer disagrees with you. I need to ask him. Someone needs to ask him. Get him on the camera and ask him, how do you pronounce your name? Calling your mom a liar. Warming us for the Vinny swoop? Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is Santos and Tyler Fletcher the new McFred? Yeah, they look like it too. Tyler Fletcher, when he steps out there with that 39, I'm always like, is that McTominay? Like, excuse me? Brazilian and Scottish, similar sizes. Pretty hilarious, actually. Oh, one, the mighty Manchester Reds strike again. What's up, Sal? How you doing, my friend? right. I'm gonna change the post-match graphic so that it's a little clearer. I want to talk more about some transfer stuff in the back half of that as well. Kids playing better than the others were. That's what I'm saying when it's certainly about effort. And look, I do understand that you know, for kids, like, there's not much difference between playing in a preseason game and a real season game because you're playing for development, right? Your season is development. If you're an under 21, if you're in the youth system, it's not winning trophies isn't the goal. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is and it's really not. It's bonus. You're trying to develop. These minutes are just as, against men at Wrexham, these minutes are just as valuable as your minutes in the season. If you're a kid, if you're a youth player, you want to improve your development. You want to impress the coaches. You want to show something. You want to take a chance against older players. And, oh, Wheatley, nice run there. You know, you want to show something. You want to impress, all of that, right? It's meaningful minutes for you. For adults, for the senior players, not as much. I still think there are players who should be taking that same mindset, that these are meaningful minutes. These are minutes to develop. These are minutes to show something. These are minutes to improve on the things you've not done well. You know, they're not meaningless minutes, but they are less meaningful. At the same time, you do also have a chemistry factor of these players playing together very often, while the senior team is made up of a patchwork bunch of players that don't often play together at this stage of preseason. Yeah, it's different goals. It's different goals. But I think some players should adopt the mindset that some of the youth players take. The guys who haven't shown, you know, who don't have a settled place in the side, who, you know, are not there. You know, I liked it with new signings, like I liked it. You know, that's why I liked that from Santos, because he's just arrived. You want to show something. You want to prove something. I liked it. I thought he showed that quite well. A little fire, a little spark, a little bit of energy. Love that. Do we know when Tielemans is returning? I saw an article, but I didn't read it this morning. Do we know when Tielemans is supposed to be back? Because I'd really like to see our midfield with Tielemans pre-Bruno, you know what I mean? Just to kind of see what it looks like. I'm also curious to see what it is pre-Cobby, who will return latest. Is it going to be Santos, Tielemans, Bruno? Because that could be our starting lineup for the season. There's a world where that is, when you think about it, in terms of profiles. That might be the starting lineup. Early August. Okay. Is it 3 weeks? 3 weeks minimum vacation they have to take. Yep. 3 weeks minimum. So, let's see. Brazil v. Norway. When was that? That was July 5th. So, you're talking July 26th. So, we still have 1 week to go for all the Brazilians. All the Brazilians, I say. It's Cunha. Ivory Coast v. Norway was June 30. So, Ahmad should be back tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday. So that'll be good. Who do I need to return? Well, Sheshko's just got to come back from injury. That should hopefully be soon. Cunha will be another week or so. Ahmad should be back this week. So by next game, we should have Ahmad, which will be nice. Who else are we missing? Dallo will be a little bit. Mazraoui will be a little bit. Bruno will be a little bit. We'll have a pretty solid squad by next week. A couple more additions, in fact. If Sheshko and Ahmad can return by next game, that would be very nice. I'd be very happy with that. Yeah, Tielemans is injured. Yes, sir. But it's just a minor. But he's also due a holiday. Do we have any high-quality pictures of Santos from the first half? Anybody? Yes. We do. Get that for my post-match thumbnail. All right. Yeah, I think he will recover by the time his holiday is over, I believe. So I think he'll be fine by then. It was apparently very, very minor. Very minor issue. So hopefully he'll get a couple preseason games in a bag beforehand. Everyone mentioning Santos' weight. I'm not sure he just has a Brazil build for me. I'm not even sure he's heavy. His movement seemed quite fine to me. He's a solidly built guy as well. Like I don't know, maybe people are assuming he's gonna be like this little thin man, but he's quite strong, you know? He's a very solidly built dude. And very impatient. He has weight problems. I don't think he has weight problems, to be honest. Like, I think that, like, one of the things people assumed is that he's not physical, I think, in the same kind of way, but he is. He's a very, very solidly built player. Part of why he's so good in the duel. Very, very strong core, hard to push off of it, very well built. I mean, it's like, it is a bit like Shaw. Like, he's never going to look thin. Like, thin, like a stick, you know? But there's a stocky build is a definite thing. Ah. Players have different builds like the rest of us. Indeed, they do. Oh, good save, Vitek. Good possession from the first team, from the youth for a bit there. That's Vitek in goal. No yellow? Ref. Give us a yellow. You already gave us one yellow. Give us another. Yeah, Vitek would be a gonna be a good keeper somewhere, I think, for sure. Understandable as a young keeper, you don't want to be the backup to a guy who's definitely the permanent fixture. Guy like Darlow's the right idea for a backup. You know what I feel like we have a problem of at this club at all levels? Someone tell me I'm wrong here. But just like watching this as well and watching the first team play. Why can't we generate shots? Like, I'm not saying, like, the only time I can remember it, and people are going to do the thing with this. The only, even like, under Carrick, we certainly won a lot of games. No doubt about it. But it was sometimes back to occasional shots with a decent amount of goals, but fewer shots. Whereas under Amarim, we were, especially, you know, in the first half of this last season, not the season before, we were generating an enormous amount of chances and shots per game. But it feels like at all levels at United, for quite a long time, we just don't get a lot of shots. Like, it's just not a feature of our game to get a lot of shots. You know what I mean? Like, we always, it looks the same at the senior level and at the youth level. It's like, bang, nice, progress, move, blah, blah. And then we get to the middle third and, like, get towards the final third. And it's just like, we don't get shots off. Like, we don't put the ball in the box. We just don't do that in general very much. And it's like at all levels this happens. It's very strange. It's been like this for years, and it's just something that always kind of stands out to me. Whoa, TV just jumped ahead like 30 seconds. So apologies if you were synced up to me. I can't do anything about that. But it is a strange thing, you know. Like, I just want to see a bit more like intensity to get the ball in the box sometime. Numbers flooding forward, balls into the box. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those. I think it's the fullback problem, to be fair. Maybe it's the fullback problem. I don't know. But it always feels like we don't have enough players forward. And I feel like at all levels, maybe it's our fullbacks. We play against a lot of settled defenses, and then we never have fullbacks like bombing forward. We never have the fullbacks like, we don't have 4 players in the box with 2 players wide, crosses flying in. It's just something I really want to see. Is just, it feels so, we're so built up in midfield focused somehow. I don't know. Yeah, we'll be live for the final tomorrow. Indeed, we will, my friends. We will be live for the final tomorrow. I want attacking football. Indeed, yeah. I know. Sue me. I want attacking football. Gotten a lot better at preventing a lot of shots, you know what I mean? But it feels like our game is stuck in the middle of the pitch. Like, you look at that first half. No, I will not be watching the third place match, to be honest. No, I'm sorry. I have absolutely no interest in watching Tuchel command another game, another pointless game. You know, like, if you look at that first half, like, we prevented Wrexham from doing practically anything. We made that one mistake and give up a goal, but so we've gotten so much better at shutting down the play, keeping the ball in the right spots, keeping it away from our net, not being pushed back too deep into defending. But then we just stuck in the middle. It's a very strange thing. I think it's the fullbacks. I think we're too risk averse, not putting players forward because our fullbacks are sat deep, and fullbacks are like the addition, you know. Fullbacks are the breakers. Yeah, Wrexham started before us. Yeah. Wrexham are definitely a bit fresher as well. No, it's just a general commentary on our game. That was better from there. They almost got in the box there. It's just a general commentary. I think that you need fullbacks to be like busting forward in the modern game. Apparently, the England starting lineup for tonight has been leaked, and Covey isn't starting. Once you, we'll see. Did Wheatley have a growth spurt? He's huge. I don't know. Good question. Yeah, I'd rather see Cobby not play now and come back fully, no risk of an injury in a pointless ass game. Are there any reports about what Cobby did to not impress Tuchel in training? I don't know. The only thing that's been written is about Cobby being a bit morose about not playing and a little sulky, but I don't know. I don't want to get into all that. Unhealthy argument. Unhealthy discussion. Good catch, Vitek. Good moment there. Which academy players impressed the most so far? I think Lacey has some trickiness to his game for sure. Besides that, it's just decently solid. Not much standout. Yeah, SD, exactly that. Exactly that. Kabi has to take a vacation. It's mandated 3-week vacation. And he will absolutely take a vacation. It's boring. You're out. I'm sorry. Not my fault, but yeah, obviously it's less exciting the seeing a youth preseason game than the first team, of course. Of course. Glad you don't have Tuchel. Me too. Me too. I'm never understood the Tuchel fascination with some people. We'll be live in about 15 minutes when this game is over. We'll be switching to another live stream. It should redirect over there. We're going to talk transfers. We're going to do call-ins, let people share some of their thoughts on the summer so far. So we will do that at 90 minutes here. We will overreact a little bit, but not really, because we haven't really learned anything, but I just slight reinforcement of the things we already know, I would say. Faux show. Could tackle that from Amos. Very nice. Sounds a bit techie. What could go wrong? It's just a redirect on YouTube. It should just work. I just don't know how it works. The youth's first game back, I don't remember. I don't think they've played a game, but I don't actually know. Oh, nice ball in from Amos. We got a shot on target. Good work. Good work. That's a little better. Good work from Wheatley there, too, honestly. Get in front of that. Shot on target. Mission accomplished. We did it. Any more players be back for the next game? Ahmad and maybe Sheshko. We'll see. Yeah. Ahmad should be back. Been off for about 20 days so far. Should be back by next game. So our next one's on Friday next week, I believe. Oh, that's nice work. That's good. 2 shot on targets. 2 shots on target. Not bad. Good interchanges need to finish. Indeed. Yeah, indeed.
Sign Scott, Paul, Hogan and reform the wolf pack.
Good try. This game is the opening scene in All or Nothing. Ah. Xerxes. Not the best opening episode for him then. Scott Hall, Hogan, and reformer Wolfpack. Okay. I'll take 2 of those. Nice. Lacey's strong. Tough for his size. Carrick has really messed us up with the subs. Indeed. What are you doing, man? 11 of these things, man. Footage getting deleted. Good work from Lacey there. I think Lacey's been decent. Amos and Lacey have been quite good for me. Eric has bottled it here. Are you sure? Because we've been better since the subs. And Carrick has shown some absolute brilliance, changing 11 players. There are many games during the season where I wish we could change 11 players. Honestly. See if he can do this in the real world. Corner too far. Yeah, of course. Kids, a little more energy, a little more intensity, a little more effort, and definitely more relationships built between them. Showed some balls, dropping them all for underperforming. Indeed. That's the type of disciplinary, I like to see. A guy who really knows how to have some standards. You don't play well, you get dropped at halftime. All 11 of you. I miss my other games. Scheduled for 43 after.
Full-strength Premier League side getting bopped off the park by a reality TV show club owned by Deadpool. Carrick and Ineos should hold shame.
Nicely done. Nicely done. I'm sure that's sarcasm. I'm sure that's sarcasm. You had to come back and check. Oh, I'm okay. I wasn't getting, like, the first half thing, I wasn't getting, like, wasn't that, it's not that serious. I'm very passionate about this team when the games get going. Very, very passionate every moment. And very, very, very passionate. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Forgot what it's like waking up early. I mean, this wasn't even early, but man, the season opener being at 5:30 a.m. We better win that game. I tell you what, I'm scared. Waiting all summer looking for that game, and that one better go well. I'm scared of our whole 5:30 a.m. like newly promoted side. We had terrible records against them last year. AC Milan at 4. What? Hold on. We have to play against Amarim at 4 in the morning. God. Let's see. I've got 10 a.m. on Friday next week. That's nice. 7 a.m. Saturday, August 1st. Yikes. And then 5:30 a.m. on the 22nd. There's games in between, but for some reason I can't see them right now.
It's sarcasm.
Yeah, of course.
It's July football.
Of course.
Wake me in August.
Of course. Wheatley. Nice. Amos. Good cutback. Nobody there. Nice play, though. Nice play. Any chance of Xerxes leaving? Hopefully. Amos has been good. Look at the attacking fullbacks with our youth. This is what we need at the senior level. You can see how much it helps the attack when the fullbacks get forward.
We should change our tip sponsors to Taylor Farms because it represents our performance when you eat one of their salads now.
That's going to go under the radar for a lot of people, but well done. Well done. In case you don't know, Taylor Farms is a farm that has been linked to lettuce contaminated with a parasite that causes explosive diarrhea and has been sort of causing thousands and thousands of cases across the U.S. of explosive diarrhea and illness. So just for those of you unfamiliar with current U.S. lore, yeah. Tea time in the UK. Whole Foods 365 uses the same lettuce. Oh, yeah. Supposedly Chipotle is safe, which is nice, but yeah. Explosion is better than implosion? Good God. Implosive diarrhea, what would that be like? Spat out your salad. Good, good, you should. Careful of your lettuce these days. You need to watch what you eat. Timer's 10 seconds off again. How weird. 1 minute at a time. 1 minute at a time. And then we're done.
Damn near shuttering the government agency responsible for testing and managing our food production. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. Nothing could go wrong. Trust the food and you know, oh, that was close. Good cross. Nothing could go wrong. It's just faster GLP-1. It's just faster GLP-1. It's for public benefit. It's intentional. It's just you lose 5 pounds 10 days. You stay off the semaglutide. It's all for public benefit. Big cross in. One more chance. And one more chance. Shoot. Shoot. Pen ref. Pen ref. Oh, referee. Referee, you've robbed us. You've robbed us. Game over. Pen ref. Pen ref. You've robbed us of a penalty in the final moments of the game. Referee's already robbing us in the beginning. Okay, guys, thank you for the enjoyable watch along. We're gonna head right over to the other stream here. As soon as you can just stay here. As soon as I hit end, it should redirect. We'll see how it works. We're gonna talk transfers. We're gonna do our live for the day, and then I'm gonna be out for the rest of the day. So we're gonna do our live, talk about the game a little, talk transfers, get some people's thoughts. And thank you for hanging out for this watch along over here. It was enjoyable all the same, despite the second half obviously being most of the kids and a little less exciting, though they did quite well, honestly. They did quite well. Taylor Farms mascot is an alien named, yeah, that one didn't get through, it seems. Snide. All right, I'll see you guys in a few minutes over there, okay? You can just stay right here, and hopefully the redirect works. We'll all find out together. Taylor Farms mascot is an alien named Diane Rhea from Uranus. All right, stay here. Stay here.